the rest of you all? Hi, Kuldeep. You're doing good. I'm glad. Vidisha's also doing great. Okay. I like hearing that you all are doing well. Do let me know if this is your first masterclass, guys. Maitri, you're saying yes. So welcome. Hope you have an amazing time with us. Guys, we'll start our masterclasses in 9 minutes. So till then, we can have a conversation. And I would like to know which grade you all are in. Have you started preparing for your SETs? Is there any attempt that you're planning to give this year? Let me know which attempt in the chat box. And to everyone who's joined us for the first time, you're most welcome, guys, and hope you all have an amazing evening with us. Vidhisha, Indian students are not allowed to give SETs in June. So the only time the Indian students can attempt SET is May, that's coming up, 7th May, August, October, and December. So Vidisha, check it out because Indian students are not allowed to apply for SETs in June. June SETs are only for US students. Meanwhile, I would also like to say, guys, if you all have any doubt at all regarding your SETs, regarding college admissions, applications, anything at all, any question that pops up in your head, type it in the chat box and I'll be able to answer it for you all. And Dinesh, hey there, you've written hi. How are you doing, Dinesh? What about the rest of you all? When are you all planning to attempt your SETs? And Vidisha, I hope you heard what I said. So like in June, SETs are not allowed for Indian students. Okay, no reply, guys. Vidisha, you've raised your hand. Is there a question you want to ask? Any questions at all if you all are having? Let me know. Yeah. I'll wait for you all to type in the chat box. And if you all don't have a question for me, I have a question for you. Let me know, guys, which is your dream college or like the dream school that you want to go to? What are you aiming for? Where is it that you want to reach in your career? I'm in 9th standard and I'm planning to attempt SET after 12th. Kuldeep, if you are in 9th standard, I would advise that you start giving your SETs from 10th because, okay, so 2 reasons. First, the earlier you give your SETs, the more advantage you're going to have because SETs is not the only thing that matters for college admissions. Like college admissions also look into your extracurricular side of the profile as well. So the earlier you start, the easier it is for you to complete your SETs and focus on extracurriculars. That's one reason. Second, if you're planning to attempt SET after 12th standard, it will be too late because first of all, we don't advise a drop year. You don't have to waste 1 year of your life. I'm pretty sure you can study SETs for about 3-4 months and give the exams and you'll be well prepared. So I would advise you to start giving your SETs from next year, or you're in 9th standard, you can start right now also. And if you're worried, if your tests are going to last, SET scores are valid for 5 years. So you don't have to worry about that. So that is my advice to you, Kuldeep. Rest, of course, it's personal choice, but I would advise you to start giving your SETs right now. Do not attempt SET after 12th standard. It is too late because SETs are for undergraduate courses. I hope that answered it. What about the rest of you all? Let me know when are you planning to give your SETs, any questions you all have regarding your admissions applications. Let me know your dream college, first of all. Yeah, Methi, this is the perfect time. So mostly SET syllabus is from 10th and 11th, specifically SET math. So it'll be easier for you if you start giving it this year. So you have like an attempt. So I'm not sure if you'll be giving the May 7th attempt, but you have an attempt coming up in August, then in October and December. So this year itself, if you clear off your SET, you'll have time to focus on your 12th, which is also a very important grade for your college admissions. So yeah, I suggest you start giving. Harvard Medical School. Well, Harvard is an amazing university. It stands on the 3rd position. Everyone knows Harvard is an Ivy League. So good choice, Kuldeep. All the very best. I'm pretty sure you can reach there since you're just in 9th standard. I think you have ample time. And those who do aim for Harvard start early. So I think this is the perfect time for you to start preparing towards Harvard and build your profile accordingly. So guys, please do not forget that your SET scores are only 50% of what they look into. Rest 50% is your extracurriculars, what you've done, your personality building traits, everything else that is not academic but related to personality development. That's also very important for college admissions. Yep, Maitri. Any other question, guys? Anything you want to talk to me about? We have 4 minutes. After 4 minutes, we can start with the master classes. So till then, you have any doubts? Let me know in the chat box. I'll wait for yours. What is the eligibility criteria for ACT? Kuldeep, ACTs do not have an eligibility criteria. ACT is like an entrance exam. The difference I can tell you between SAT and ACT is that ACT is more on the academic side of stuff. SAT is like mostly a logic conceptual based exam, whereas ACT require you to, have knowledge about equations, in-depth knowledge about like physics, math, and chemistry. Whereas in SAT, you have only math and English. So yeah, but as of now, there's no like particular eligibility criteria for ACT. You can start giving your ACTs after 10th standard or in 10th, if that's what you wish for. And it's not required to give both ACT and SAT. I mean, both of them carry a lot of weightage in your profile and in your admissions. You can give either or you can give both. It's personal choice. Any other questions, guys? No other questions you all have? What about Dinesh? What about Vidisha? No questions, guys? Have you all started looking into which college you want to apply into, or which country you're planning to apply? USA, Canada, UK. There's a lot of options in the market. So also you can start by telling me which grade you're in, so I can advise you accordingly based on your SATs if you wish for. How to collect achievement for scholarship? Okay, so Kuldeep, there are different types of scholarship in the market. One type of scholarship is SAT based. So depending on your SAT scores, you can get scholarship. The second kind of scholarship is based on your financial background. So if you have like, there are specifications for financial background scholarship. So you can apply for those as well if you fit into their requirement criteria. Some of the scholarships are given based on your 10th and 12th board percentage as well. So there are different types of scholarships in the market. These are just like examples I'm giving. So if you want to apply for scholarships, there are many in the market. And the person who can guide you better is going to be our team. Our LEAP team also provides counseling that undertakes scholarship as well. So yeah. Vidisha, I think I just answered it. Can you give us the list of those scholarships? Vidisha, I can't really type down because there are like hundreds of scholarships. I can give you the category of scholarship. One scholarship is based on your SAT score. One is based on your financial background. Other types of scholarships are based on 10th and 12th percentage. And then there are scholarships that are based on a pre-test. Like, you have to give that scholarship entrance. And if you score well enough, then they give you like a percentage of scholarship. Those are the 4 kinds of scholarships you can look for. It's not planned for me, but you can suggest me some good university. Maitri, I'll be able to suggest you good universities based on what you want to do in your future. Have you started looking into what field you want to go to? Or have you narrowed down, like, there are a lot of things that come into a good university. So are you looking forward to a good university or a good course, or what you want to go forward into with your career? So let me know about that and then I can suggest. Also, we'll take up any further questions you all have. Keep typing in the chat box. I'll take it up after the masterclass ends, but I think it's already 4. I think it's time that we start our masterclasses, guys. Something that you're waiting for. Yes. So welcome everyone to our English masterclass. And today we have Lalita Manjunath Nam with us. She's an engineer and an MBA postgraduate who has turned into an academician with 25 years of experience in academic training field and more than 7 years of experience in training students for SAT, IELTS, JRE, and GMAT. She has trained thousands, if not hundreds, of Indian and international students in study abroad test preparation for all of these tests and she has conducted corporate training in written and spoken communication skills for several of the esteemed MNCs and private organizations. She's also designed books, she's designed content for these trainings, and was awarded appreciation for excellence in corporate training, and has been rated a 5-star tutor at Urban Pro. With this, I welcome you, ma'am, and hope you all have an amazing evening with us.
You'll have to enable my video.
Yes, ma'am. Just a second. I think it'll be enabled now. Yeah.
So good evening, everyone. Delighted to be here with all of you and looking forward to a wonderful evening. I would just like to check, can you all hear me clearly? Please type yes in the chat box. Yeah, thank you, Kuldeep. Is there anyone here who has attended my masterclass before? Anyone in this group who has attended my masterclass before? If there is, say yes. If not, no need to say no, no problem. Okay, great. So really looking forward to meeting all of you through this class and understanding what you need. And I'm also looking forward to clear some of the questions that you have about some topics of the SAT that we are going to discuss today. Okay, so first I'm going to start with a question because I'm a teacher. Oh, Pushpak, you've already attended. Great, no problem. So you're welcome to attend it again. Now, I have a question. What attracted you to this masterclass? I want your answers. What attracted you to this masterclass? What made you come? What made you click on that button and enroll for this masterclass? Quick, I want you to answer my questions. This is not going to be a one-way program. SAT. Okay, great, Vidisha. You want to take up the SAT, so you came to check out what we have to offer. Great. Okay, so I'm interested in taking the SAT, right? Same, Maitri, Vidisha, and everyone else here, you're interested in studying abroad. Great, Kuldeep. So you all agree with the sentence that I have put here, right? I'm interested in taking up the SAT. Okay, now I have a small exercise for you. You have to complete this sentence, adding this word but wherever you want. I'm interested in taking the SAT. You don't have to type that again, but you can include the word but and complete the sentence. Quick. I will wait. You have to add this sentence but to this sentence which is already, sorry, this word but to the sentence already here. I'm interested in taking the SAT. You have to add the word but and give me an answer. Quick. But I haven't prepared for it yet. Perfect, Vidisha. Your answer is accepted, approved, and appreciated. Okay, the next word. So I'm waiting for a different answer for this. Because. Yes, because. I'm interested in taking the SAT because. Because, yes, I'm waiting. I know it takes time to type. Because I want to study abroad. Logical, perfect. Perfect, Maitri. Because I want to, not wanted, I want to apply for Harvard. Perfect, Vidisha. Okay, the next word, are you ready? And. And. I'm interested in taking the SAT and. Yes. I'm interested in taking the SAT and the IELTS. Wonderful. Good answer. Okay. So I'm interested in taking the SAT. So nice answers. I'm enjoying your answers. I'm interested in taking the SAT. So yes, I'm waiting. Others can also answer so that I can get the best education that I want. Very nice. So I'm checking out the master classes. Very logical again. One last word, though. Now you will probably have to type out the whole sentence, or you can also use only the word though. Yes. Though. That's the last question for now. Yes. Though I'm not prepared for it. Very nice. So you all have figured out what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to ask you to link your ideas using the words that I've given, though I'm still skeptical about it. What are you skeptical about, Vidisha? Skeptical about the SAT or your readiness, or whether to go abroad to study, or probably all of them? Taking the SAT, you're not sure about whether you're going to take the SAT or not. Fine, you will get a taste of the SAT questions today. Probably that will help you to come to a decision. Okay, students, thank you very much. Now, I want you all to pay attention to my screen. There's a quick quiz on the screen. Okay, I have pasted here 5 sentences, and there is a blank in each sentence. Okay, quickly go through the sentences. Take about 10 seconds. Just read the sentences. Don't give me any answers yet. Okay, so if you have read through the sentences, I'm going to give you a clue now. The clue is the same word will make all these sentences true. The same word goes into each of these blanks. Okay, they don't have different answers. The same answer works for every one of these numerous blanks here, and it makes all these sentences true. Can you guess what word that could be? Can you guess what word would fit into all of these? I will wait for 1 or 2 answers before I reveal the answer. Yes? Anyone wants to try? So what helps to establish logical connection between ideas? What questions are common on the writing section? And what questions can come without a question or with a question? Coherence? Okay, that's not a bad answer at all. Dash are important on the reading section too. Pay attention to this when you put jumble sentences in order. Okay, so nobody else is willing to risk. Good, Anusha, good try. You're not far from the correct answer. So the answer is transitions. Okay, transitions are some of the words that you used at the beginning, right? But, so, because, all those words, and they could take other forms as well. So transitions help to establish logical connection between ideas. They are very common on the SAT writing section. There could be different kinds of transition questions, and transitions are important on the reading section too. So have I established the importance of transitions? I haven't told you what they are yet, I know, but have I established how important they are on the SAT? Yes. Okay, great. So now we are going to look at transitions on the SAT. And what are we going to do? What are transitions? They act as bridges between ideas. Do you remember? You took my idea, you added that bridge which I gave you, and you gave me your idea at the beginning of the class. So that was so well done by you. So you use the bridge very effectively. So today we are going to look at SAT questions. What are the important learnings or takeaways that I need to carry when I leave this session? What have I learned? And finally, there is a small surprise tip. This we have in all our master classes, some value addition. Okay, but you'll have to wait till the very end for that. If you leave midway, you will miss that surprise. Okay, so we are now coming to questions. We have to start with SAT questions. We'll just start with one question. Can you all see the screen? Okay. So what I'm showing you on the screen is the writing and language. A question from the writing and language section of the SAT. And on the left, on the writing and language section, you have a passage. What I have pasted here is part of a passage. Okay. So usually this passage has underlined parts which are numbered. Okay. So what you need to decide is whether this underlined part is fine as it is, in which case, what will I choose? If I feel it's amazing as it is, it's perfect, then I will choose A. If not, I will go for another answer choice. Okay. So now, how am I to do this question? Okay, I can see some of you typing answers. Very good, do that. But what you have to understand is, if I need to get many correct answers or hardly ever make mistakes, I need to follow a strategy. Okay, so that strategy says, first, read the sentence. Okay, so I'm going to read. Fine, you're listening, right? Step one is read. Giesel was an experienced writer and illustrator. However, this new project presented him with an obstacle. Sounds fine, doesn't it? Okay, so now what is step two? Step two is read and compare the answer choices. Okay, I'm going to compare the answer choices. However, for example, furthermore, at any rate, what is this question testing? This question is testing. What kind of words are these? This question is testing. I want an answer from you. What is this question testing? This question is testing dash. No answers? This question is testing transitions, right? Okay, because transitions are the bridges between ideas. Am I audible? Please type a yes. Yeah, transitions. Yes, Vidisha, great. So whenever a question, so that is the third point. What is the question testing? So finally, I have to eliminate the wrong answers. How am I going to eliminate the wrong answers? I told you transitions are bridges, right? So I have to ignore the given bridge because it may be the wrong bridge and I don't want to go somewhere else. So I'm going to see how these two ideas are connected. Giesel was an experienced writer and illustrator. What does it say? Something positive about Giesel, right? Yes. Now, what does the next point say? This new project presented him with an obstacle. Is that something good for Giesel, you think? Is it something good for Giesel? No, right? It presented him with an obstacle. So what do I want? What words will not suit here? The connection between these two ideas. Is it an example? Is the idea to an example for the first idea? It isn't. Is it adding more information to the idea expressed first? No. So it is not furthermore. And what does at any rate mean? What is the meaning of at any rate? Can anyone answer that? What do you mean by at any rate? At any rate means time relation. Not exactly. At any rate is just like saying anyhow or anyway or whatever happens. Okay. So is that suitable here? No, it is not. So here there was something positive about Giesel. The second idea mentioned something not so pleasant. So the right transition to use would be however, because however shows a contrast or some opposite idea. Okay. Did this make sense to you? Can I go on? Did it make sense to you? I'm just waiting for 1 or 2 yeses to continue. Thank you, Krishna. Thank you, Kuldeep and Maitri. Okay. So what are transitions? Okay. Transitions are words which show logical relationship. Fine. What kind of logical relationships? Contrast, like we saw now. Cause and effect. Like you use the word so, because, right? Therefore, these could show cause, some cause and resulting in some outcome or effect. Chronology, like firstly, finally, after that. Chronology refers to time. Emphasis, when I want to emphasize something, indeed, in fact, words like that. Continuation, when I want to continue an idea, I could say not only that, in addition, also, things like that. You don't have to memorize these, but it is important to know which words indicate what type of relationship. Now, this may not seem very difficult to you, but I have seen very smart students sometimes go wrong with transitions. Maybe if you follow the strategy, which I told you, step-by-step process, you will avoid making those mistakes which arise out of being in a hurry or being complacent. Okay, Now, before we go again back to SAT questions, we are going to look at what I need to know about transitions. Now, you may ask me, do I need to know so much? Haven't you already told us about transitions? I have. Now, the important thing about the English part of the SAT is you can't jump straight into the questions without building the skills that you need to tackle those questions. If you have a clear understanding of what you need to know before you go to the questions, you're much more likely to do better, which is why we always spend a little time on skill building in our master classes, especially in the English classes, and I'm sure in the math classes too. So the most important thing about transitions is they could be in the same direction. That means they could be going in the same direction, adding a point or giving a cause and effect or emphasizing something, things like that. Or they could be opposite direction transitions. These could be telling you something was in a particular, it was in a particular way before and now it has changed. Or it could be any kind of contrast between two things, two ideas, two places, etc. Fine. So this is the most important thing about transitions, which you have to remember. Same direction or opposite direction. So now let me just illustrate what I mean by same and opposite direction. I like pizza and I want you to complete the sentence quickly, as fast as you do questions on the SAT or on your mock tests. I like pizza and burgers. Okay, very nice. I also like pasta. Very nice. Good. So what are you giving me when I ask you and? You're giving me something similar, right? In the same direction. Okay, good. I like pizza, but, okay, I'm happy to know you like burger, pasta, fries, all fast food items. Nobody is saying dosa or idli or parathas or anything. Okay, fine. Maybe I started the trend with pizza. Okay, I like pizza, but can you finish the sentence for me? Yes? Not burger. I hate it without cheese. Very nice. Okay. I don't like salads. All your answers are perfect. So what are you doing here? You're changing the direction. You could change the direction with the word like. You can say, I like something. I don't like something else. Or you could say, I hate it without cheese. I like pizza, but I don't like burgers. So, or you can say, I like pizza, but my brother doesn't like it. So you could give contrasts in different ways. There is no formula. This is how my sentence should have an opposite direction or contrasting idea. Got it? Okay. Now, I want you to build that skill of finding the direction. Same direction or change in direction. Are you ready? Yes? Ready? One yes, if I say, I'll go. Yes, good, Maitri. Okay. Now let's look at this. Now this is a fast exercise. So you can't take a lot of time. For many years, coffees were blended to suit a homogeneous popular taste. For many different coffee flavors are now being produced. What can I see underlined? For. When I see the answer choices, what are the words I can say? But and because. So what should I do? I gave you an idea, no? You have to score out or ignore the transition. Don't pay attention to the transition given to us. Compare, or not compare really, read the ideas before and after the transition, or the ideas that the transition is linking, and check the direction. Okay, for many years, coffees were blended to suit a homogeneous popular taste. What is the meaning of homogeneous? Homogeneous? What do you mean by homogeneous? Same, very good. Same or similar. So for many years, they were blended to suit the same taste. Many different coffee flavors are now being produced. Don't jump to the answer, my dear. Mohammed, Arham, all of you. Many different coffee flavors are now being produced. Now, for many years, something was done in a particular way. Now something is done in another way. So contrast or similar? Same direction or opposite direction? Opposite direction. So, and, because, and for won't work here because I need a contrast or opposite direction. Did you all understand why I got but as the answer? Many of you have got but But some of you went wrong, right? You went wrong because you didn't consider the kind of contrast. For many years, something was done in one way. Now, something is done in a different way. Got the contrast? Say yes, then I'll go to the next question. I'm waiting for one yes. Okay, great. So I'm going to the next question. Now listen carefully. No mistakes here now. So I have a transition here. Starting the sentence, I'm going to ignore it. Because if I read the sentence with the transition, why am I striking it out? If I read the sentence with the transition, I will get confused. And it is more likely that I go to the wrong answer. So researchers are unable to drill into the Earth's core. Its chemical composition remains a mystery. Researchers can't drill into the Earth's core. The chemical composition remains a mystery. Opposite direction or same direction? I'm giving you the answer choices here. Is there an opposite direction here? Same direction. So I can eliminate all the opposite direction transitions. What are the opposite direction transitions here? Can you tell me the alphabets, the choices? Which are the opposite direction transitions in this list? C and D, I'm going to eliminate. Very good. Between while and because, which is showing contrast? While, yes, while shows contrast. The word while has different meanings, and here it is used in the sense of contrast. While is like though here in this sense, okay? So while will not work here. Now what is left here? Because researchers are unable to drill into the Earth's core, what is the result? The chemical composition of the Earth's core remains unsolved. It's a mystery. So does because work here? B is correct. What is the relationship between the two ideas? Quick, I want an answer from you people. What is the relationship between the ideas? Same direction, cause and effect. The cause is they are unable to drill. And the result is we don't know anything about the chemical composition of the Earth. Got it? Okay, so we have understood the meaning of same direction or change in direction. Let's try this on a question. Okay, I'm going to read it. While I read it, you can read it in your minds and try to answer the question. The same rules apply. Underline part, extract from passage, A is no change, everything works the same. Okay, so I'm going to do the first step, read the sentence. Okay, in recent years, public libraries in the US have experienced reduction in their operating funds due to cuts imposed at different levels. How? I shouldn't read the transition. Library staffing has been cut by almost 4% since 2008, and the demand for librarians continues to decrease. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. How are these two ideas connected? What happens in the first idea? Reduction in funds. Okay, that means less money. So what is the second idea? Library staff have been cut down and demand for librarians continues to decrease. Very good. It is cause and effect. So I can see that there is no contrast here. What can I eliminate here? Quickly tell me, what answers can I eliminate? This is an actual SAT question. I can eliminate. What are the contrast transitions? Quickly. Nevertheless is a contrast transition. D is not a contrast transition. C is wrong. And A is a contrast transition. However, is a contrast transition. However and nevertheless are contrast transitions. Now, between consequently and previously, what can I eliminate? Quick. What can I eliminate? Between I can eliminate D, but why? Why should I eliminate D? Give me a good reason quickly, students. Why should I eliminate D? Why is D wrong? It is showing past. Very good. And what is the tense of this whole passage? Have experienced, has been cut and continues to decrease. So it is in the present, and there are some present perfect tense sentences, but none of them are in the past. So this is the wrong tense. So I'm removing this. Both these are showing the wrong direction. So I'm removing these. So for different reasons, I'm eliminating these. So once I know the direction part of it, I can easily do certain questions. Okay. But now So this is how, these are the two ideas and this is how they are connected. So you can eliminate the wrong direction transitions. That's easy. But now if there is no contrast between the ideas, what should I do? Now, very quickly, I'm going to give you 20 seconds to glance at the 4 questions on my screen and tell me what you observe. You have to give me, don't give me any answers. What do you observe about these 4 sentences? One short sentence or 2-3 words are also fine. Yes. What do you observe about these sentences? What are the highlighted words? And do you observe anything else interesting about these 4 sentences? I'm waiting for answers. Please type. More information is given after the transitions. You are right. Anything else you observe? I'm waiting for a particular point to be noticed. You are right. More information is given after transitions. I'll wait for 10 seconds more. Same direction. All are same direction, more or less. Yes. One more point I'm looking for. I'll wait for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nobody gave me the answer. Are all these transitions correctly used here? Do you feel these sentences make sense? Say yes or no, please. Because, say yes or no. Do these transitions make sense? Here in these sentences? No. So I was waiting for one of you to, actually none of them make sense. Maybe you didn't realize that because none of them have contrast. But it's very important to attempt the questions which don't have a change in direction also correctly. Every point counts on the SAT, right? Okay, now I have answer choices. Quickly match them, take 5 seconds now. You have already read the sentences. I'll do it one by one. You can give me the answer. So social security numbers uniquely identify citizens. IP addresses identify computers. What will work here? Which one will work for the first one? B. Very good. That's right. So this is something. What else can I use instead of in the same way? Can you give me any other transitions which would work here? Any other transitions which would work here? Similarly, very good. Or you can use likewise. So these are very good, very good, very good, Vidisha. Well done. Okay, so that's about that. What about the second one? Now we can just go. You've already read the sentences. I don't have to read them again. The SAT is a long and tedious exam. Tedious means tiring, but it's necessary for college admissions. What word? What will suit here for the second one? Granted. What do you mean by granted? Agreed. I agree. I concede. Find out the meaning of concede if you do not know. I concede. That means I agree that it is long and it is a tiring exam, but it's necessary for college admissions. Okay, the third one quickly, students. I'm seeing the same student answer. I would like all of you to try. Everyone is interested in the SAT, right? Third one quickly. Consequently, yes, the entire state is in the grip of a flu epidemic, not the corona. This was written before that. So consequently, what else can I use here? Therefore, as a result, that's why, so, etc. Okay. And the last one, if all three, I've finished 3 questions, then the last one is whatever is left. So this says math teaches you to approach problems. It also helps you to calculate how much the minimum tip is when you eat out 10% of the bill, or it is 10% of 397 and so on. Okay, so I hope you understood my point here. My point was, if you don't have a very obvious contrast like however or but, and how do I discriminate? And you saw that initially you were not very clear. You didn't recognize there was something wrong. But when you just looked at the sentences a little more deeply, then you understood that there was something wrong, right? Did you learn something through this activity? Yes, Kuldeep, you're right. Did you find this activity useful? Did you learn anything through this activity? Thank you, Vidisha. Okay, so now I think Ume would like to join us.
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. All right. So before we go on further as to why you should choose Leap, I hope you all have been having an amazing session. And before this, I'd like to mention that we have academic content left after these slides. Ma'am will continue. We are providing 40 plus hours of classes, that is 25 live sessions with our faculty, with 10,000 plus practice questions that are waiting for all of you to be solved, and with one-on-one doubt solving. So our teachers personally sit with you and help you, and with 10,000 practice questions on your way. Coming to the next slide, moving on. Yeah, with personalized revision sessions. So this is something that we are very, very proud of, because you won't find this anywhere else, is the personalized revision session. Before every attempt that you go to, we sit with you, our faculties are there, and we revise the entire syllabus and whatever concepts you need revision for exactly before the attempt, so you're very well prepared before you get into that hall, with live personalized learning and with experienced faculty. So our classes are not recorded classes. You don't have to sit through recordings. They are all live and they are personally curated for you. So you're going to be sitting with the faculty and learning throughout these sessions. Coming to the next slide, there's much more waiting for you. So we don't have one, not two, not three, but 30 plus mock tests with detailed feedback. So you're not going to find this amount of these many amount of mock tests anywhere else. And what better way to prepare for SATs than this, right? And there's going to be detailed feedback after your mock test by the faculty as to where your strengths lie, where your weaknesses lie, how to further improve on weaknesses, and much more. You're going to have lifetime access to recordings of all classes. So if ever you finished your attempt and you finished your course duration, but there's an attempt coming up and you're waiting for that attempt, you can always come back to your recorded classes. You can always come back to the concepts that you need to brush through, and it's always going to be there for you. And I think with this, we can move on to the batch details. Quickly coming to the batch details. So ICT full course is first the weekday batch, which is for 5 weeks. I think it's starting by around 16th of May or 15th of May.
These are, they have not got
yes, so it'll be starting around 15 May, Monday to Friday, 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. And our weekend batch, which is of 8 weeks, has already started from 16th of April. But since it's been just 10 days, our faculty can totally, bring you up to speed with whatever's been taught. It's on Saturdays from 6 to 8:30 and from Sundays from 10 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. And moving forward to the next slide. Yes, so we have an SAT crash course as well that's waiting for you. So our crash course is of 18 hours plus of live coaching with the recordings, that is lifelong access to all of our classes, with proctored tests, unlimited doubt solving sessions, direct contact with our faculty, full syllabus revision, one more mock test with one-to-one detailed feedback, and 400 plus practice questions that are waiting for you at our SAT crash course batch. Our batch information is that the start date was April 25th. Today is April 26th. You can still join our crash course batch for everyone who's interested, because it's just been a day. We've just started with the orientation, and there's nothing that you've missed majorly. And our end date is going to be May 1st. The batch timings are Monday to Friday, 6 to 8:15 in the evening. And on weekends, it's 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. So with this,
They have access to the recording if they have missed a session.
Yes, absolutely. And with this, I would like to launch a poll, and I would really request all of you to please give us your feedback as to whether you would like to join us, whether you would not like to join us. Please let us know. Also, you can type down your names, whoever's ready to join, either our full course or our crash course. I will forward your name.
Amazing opportunity.
Yes, it's been going very well. Like, we just started yesterday, and the orientation was on, full attendance. So we are waiting for all of you. I would advise that you all join soon, whoever requires a lot of clarification on the syllabus. And today's masterclass is just a glimpse of the same, guys. I do not see a lot of poll answers. I think you all are smart kids. We can hurry up and finish the poll so I can let you go back to your English questions. And for those who are requested to join our courses, you can type in your names and our team can contact you further.
So are we waiting for everyone to answer the poll, Ume?
Yes, we are.
Okay.
We are waiting.
If anyone is interested in the crash course also, they can click on this poll, or do they have to give their name separately?
No, the same poll, ma'am.
Same
It's
poll.
fine.
Great,
Yes.
great. Because I don't want them to miss this amazing opportunity. If they hesitate,
True.
then it will be like the course will be finished a
Absolutely.
little more, like it
Yeah.
would have progressed a little more.
Okay, there are only 3 more who are left to answer. Whoever those guys are, guys, you're holding up the entire class. We request you to quickly give me your answer. 10 more seconds and then you'll get back to your question. All right, ma'am. I think we can move forward. Thank you so much.
Okay. So thank you for participating in the poll. The dates, I think, are May 5th and May 19th. So they can call and confirm.
Yes.
That was changed, but you will get it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You can confirm it again in the chat box, I think, right?
All right, ma'am.
Okay, great. Thank you all so much. Now let's continue. Are you all ready? Shall we continue with our class on transitions? I'm waiting for a yes. Yes. Okay, Kuldeep, thank you. So we are going to start now. Why is this bear or teddy or whatever it is, panda or whatever, looking so perplexed, you think? What do you mean by perplexed? Sad. Okay, confused, right? Why is it looking confused? Now, we've learned transition words so far, but transition phrases and sentences could also be there, because transitions are, after all, bridges, and bridges can be long or short. They can be many stage bridges also. So I want you to see some questions where transition phrases and sentences are also tested. Okay, are we ready? So let's go on. Now here, what do I observe different? Now answer my question. Don't give me the answer choice which is correct. What is different about this question? What difference do you see? Quickly. What difference do you observe on the screen? In the right-hand side, in this part, what difference do you observe? Yes? What difference do you observe here? I'm waiting for an answer. Otherwise, I'm not going to tell you answers. I mean, the point is you have to think. Do you observe anything different about the questions that we did so far and this question? Do you see anything extra here in this? Anything different? What is this? Can you all hear me, students? Can you hear me, all of you? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
Okay. Okay, so answer, what is this here? Not that, there is a question here. Did you observe a question in the previous cases? No, it started with the answer choices, no change. But here, I have an actual question. Now, students, please remember, this class is for lots of tips and strategies. So tip, when you actually see a question, the tip is read the question first, not read the sentence first. Whenever there's a question, notice it and read it. As you read, underline the keywords. So I'm going to do that. So whenever there's a question, I won't read the sentence first. I won't read the left-hand side first. I will read the right-hand side. Okay. So which choice provides the most effective transition from the previous sentence to the information that immediately follows in this sentence? Which sentence are they talking about? Which sentence? This sentence, which has part of it underlined, right? So where should I go now? What should I read? What are they asking me? A transition from the previous sentence. So this is the previous sentence. So what is the information that follows in this sentence? This part. So they are asking me whether this underlined part is fine or it needs to be replaced with one of these. Can you understand? Now, what should I read? I have to read. What should I read here? I have to read the previous sentence and the current sentence. Am I correct? I can't just read the underlined sentence now. Previous sentence. Very good. I should start from the previous sentence. So let's ignore this transition as we did before, and we're going to read. According to a report from the Society of HR Management, 54% of companies provided tuition assistant to employees pursuing a degree, and 50% do so for employees working towards a graduate degree. So what is this sentence telling us? 54% of companies provide tuition assistant for undergraduate degree persuasion, and 50% help employees to get a graduate degree. Okay. Now the next idea is saying more companies should consider helping employees pay for education, because if they do that, it will help to attract and retain employees. Okay. What is the direction now? Opposite or same direction? What is the direction of this? Same direction, right? So what can I eliminate here? Despite these findings? No. Despite always indicates a contrast. So can I eliminate A? Despite these findings doesn't work here, right? In addition to the 2014 report, what should I do with this? Keep or eliminate? In addition to the 2014 report, more companies should consider helping employees. Eliminate. It doesn't make sense. The report is a survey and it has nothing to do with companies considering helping employees. So this is irrelevant. Although these levels are impressive, this looks good. I'll keep it for now. Whether they want to or not, whether they want to or not, do you think I should keep this? More companies should consider helping employees. This, does it sound in sync with the rest of the passage? Does it have the same tone? Does it fit in? No, it doesn't follow the same tone. It sounds like when we are speaking, the way we speak, whether they want to or not, these companies should consider helping employees pay. So it is not acting as a good transition. We are looking for an effective transition. So here there is a contrast, but the contrast is actually between the levels which were mentioned before. So they are saying, though these levels are good, they should, more should be done. So this, although here is not actually giving a contrast between the ideas, it is talking about how much has been done. Got it? So these questions are different. We can't just use our same direction, opposite direction. We have to look at what is the transition between the previous sentence and this information here. What are the ideas which will link them? This is different from just mere words. So did you understand how we did this question? What is the difference? The first thing is to read the question and understand what needs to be done. Can I go on to the next question, students? Did you understand how you eliminated the answer choices? Can I go on to the next question? Yes? Okay, right. So this was asking you for a logical connection between these two. So many companies provided assistance. More companies should consider, though these numbers look good, 54%, 50% looks good, we need more companies to do this, right? So that was the idea. So once I identify, I've eliminated A, B, and C, sorry, D. So this I had kept. Now, once I identify this is the answer I want, I should circle it so that I have no confusion about what I have selected, and I should bubble the answer in the bubble sheet. Okay. Now, one more question. So this looks like the same thing, right? What we did before. So it has a question here. The writer wants a transition from the previous paragraph that highlights the criticism of compulsory volunteering mentioned in the previous paragraph. Wants a transition from the previous paragraph. What should that do? It should highlight the criticism of compulsory volunteering. And it should link to the next paragraph. So what should I read now? Quickly tell me. Where should I go? What should I read? Fast, I want your answers. What should I read? I'm waiting for your answers, students. Where should I go and read now? Previous paragraph, okay. So what does the previous paragraph say? Such volunteering has obvious benefits, okay, and teaches students important skills. But critics say, that is what I should read, no? Criticism of compulsory volunteering. So critics say that making volunteerism compulsory, what does it do? It misses the point of volunteering. What does that mean? Misses the point means goes, it loses whatever the original intention was. So critics say that making volunteerism compulsory is good or bad. So critics are saying it's right or wrong to make volunteerism compulsory. It is not correct. Yes, bad. Now I need here, what is the after the transition? Volunteer work is done willingly. According to what is voluntary service or what is volunteerism? It is something which is done of your own free will, right? So by its very definition, does it look good? Yes, because it is making it clear that you cannot make volunteerism compulsory because it misses the point of making, doing something voluntarily. Voluntary means of your own free will. So this looks good. Let me keep it. What about the other answer choices? Can I just choose A and go on? No, I have to look at B, C, and D. Whatever the work may be, volunteer work is done willingly. That sounds fine. So what should I do with B? It sounds good. What should I do with B? Quick. What should I do with B? Keep or eliminate? Eliminate. Why? It does sound fine. It is not answering the question because they're asking you which choice accomplishes this goal of highlighting the criticism mentioned that compulsory volunteerism goes against the meaning of volunteerism. So whatever the work may be sounds fine, can mean something, but it doesn't answer the question. It doesn't accomplish the goal of highlighting this criticism. Similarly, for many students, volunteer work is done willingly. Also sounds good. Nothing wrong with it grammatically, or even the meaning is not absurd. It is meaningful, but it doesn't answer the question. Got it? Similarly, fortunately for communities in need, voluntary work is done willingly. Okay, that makes sense. But is it highlighting the criticism of compulsory volunteerism? Does it do that? What does D do? Does it accomplish this goal or not? Say yes or no quickly. I want your answers. No, so I have to eliminate it. Remember, by reading and putting it in the answer choice, I cannot find anything wrong. They'll sound absolutely fine because those sentences are perfectly fine. But I have a question here. I have to read the question and answer the question. Which choice accomplishes the goal of highlighting the criticism of compulsory volunteering mentioned in the previous paragraph? So by its very definition is accomplishing that goal by saying that voluntary means done of one's own free will and accord. Did you understand how I eliminated the answer choices? It was whatever answer choices do not answer the question. Okay, I can't do this in a hurry. So you have to take a little more time than just words. If you have transitions as words. Fine. Am I making sense? Yes, no, maybe. Quickly, students. Yes, no, maybe. Yes. Okay. I would like to see more yeses if I'm making sense. I hope I'm making sense. Thank you, Kuldeep, and whoever else answered. Okay. So one last question for today. We can do this very quickly. Yes, one last question. I would like you all to try quickly and give me the answer for this. You know what the strategies are, what I've told you so far. So how will you do this question? Quick, you can take 1 minute or half a minute, I think should do. First, read the sentence, compare answer choices, ignore the transition, see what works, eliminate the ones which don't match. So I will wait for your answers. Once I get 3 answers, then we can discuss it. Okay, I've got 1 answer, but I'm not sure if it's right. I'm just waiting for the others. 2 more answers, please. I want 2 more answers, quick. Give me the alphabet. So I've got D as an answer. I've got C as an answer. Any more answers? Are there only 2 of you in this class? There are many more, right? And all of you are interested in taking up the SAT. 1 more answer? Okay. So now what is the Okay, can I start? Okay, I'm going to now discuss this question with you. I'm going to read only the sentence now. Why? Because there is no question here. Oh, good. Thank you, Shiraz. Okay. So I'm going to read the sentence. While these classes are particularly helpful to young students developing basic research skills, adult patrons can also benefit from librarian assistance. So the first part is talking about young students. The second part is talking about adult patrons. Is there a contrast or no? Quickly. Is there a contrast or no? Yes or no? Is there a contrast? Yes, there is a contrast. Then shouldn't I keep the word but? Isn't but the answer then? Okay, but is there already a transition present in the sentence? Did you observe a transition already present in the sentence? If so, what is it? Apart from the word but, what is the transition which is already present? While. And I already told you in the beginning of the class when we did one of the questions, while is a contrast transition. So while shows, while they are helpful for young students, they can also be helpful for adults. So what is the mistake here? Overdoing it. Don't use too many transitions. You will not give clear, like the meaning will not become clearer. It will end up being ungrammatical and confusing. Now, students, you may have heard many people say, though I like ice cream, but I don't have it in winter. Right? You may have heard sentences like this. They use though and but in the same sentence. That is like overdoing it. So here I already have a transition. I should not use another transition. So what is the answer now? What is the correct answer? Quickly. I don't need any of these. What is the correct answer now? D is the answer. So whenever you see delete the underlined portion as an answer choice, do check it out. Don't just choose the correct answer. Use process of elimination. Fine. Okay. So now, yeah. So I have come to the part where I am inviting Umme again.
Yes, ma'am. Before that, guys, let me know how was the session. Did you like it? Did you learn something new? I've also launched a poll for the same, requesting you to rate the session. How was it? Let me know, even in the chat box, even in the poll, quickly. Before I move on to our counseling and what we provide, was it helpful? Did you learn something new today? Let
And
me
they
know,
have to
guys.
wait for the surprise also. Okay.
Yeah. Vidisha saying yes, yes. Thank you, Vidisha.
Thank you, Vidisha, for the double S. Makes a difference. Thank you, Shiraz. Pleasure teaching all of you.
Thank you, guys. All right. So quickly moving on to the counseling session slide.
That's also extremely important.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. So UG counseling. So basically, LEAP also provides undergraduate counseling, and something that I really do advise because, you always need someone to guide you in the proper direction, right? How much are you going to go further with your own self? You can go twice as much further with a guidance, right? With someone to guide you through that path. So basically, what comes in a UG counseling, first of all, that we provide is profile building, which is very, very important. Why do you stand out? How to stand out from the crowd? All of the profiles will also get you courses that you can do online. Will also help you, provide you with like internships. Will also help you get enrolled to courses that are there in the market. So that will, eventually build your profile really nicely. It will boost it much further. And the second thing that we do is college shortlisting that's best suited for you. So a lot of you are confused between, which university to apply, what field are you looking forward to, how to shortlist your colleges. That's so important, right? That's where your career belongs. So our team will sit with you, help you shortlist your colleges. Will also help you with SOP and LOR essays. So letter of recommendation is something that Vidisha, I'll come back to your question. Just give me 1 minute. You can, there are SOP essays that the universities ask for, and we'll sit with you, help you edit out those essays. We'll also provide you access to SOPs that are written by Harvard alumni, by Ivy League alumni as well. We also give advisory on scholarships and financial aid guidance. So basically, a lot of you were asking me how to, get scholarships, how to get financial aid. That is something that our counseling also does. We also take up advisory on scholarships and financial aid guidance and visa assistance. That this is so important for everyone who's planning to go to US, Canada, or UK. visa assistance is very important, because visa interviews are not easy to crack, and you all must have heard about it, right? There's a lot that goes on into visa documentation and mock interviews. So our team will sit with you, help you throughout your documentation. Everything that needs to be compiled will be compiled, and we'll also help you with mock interviews so that you clear it in one go, and that you are right there at the doorstep of your dream college. Coming to how you can apply or where you can apply, Vidisha, I am listing down the contact details, and you can contact our team, or I'll just write down your name, Vidisha, and my team will contact you. Coming to the next slide, so who do we have as counselors, right? You must be interested in knowing who's going to be, your mentor. So we have a panel of mentors that can guide you further, but one of them is Arian. Arian is an alumni of Harvard herself. From our team of admission counselors, she's also a graduate from Georgetown University, which is one of the top ranked universities in the entire world. She's also a board member of Harvard Alumni Entrepreneurs, and Aryan is going to be the best person to make sure that she guides you to your Ivy League destination. With this, I think I'll type down the contact details so that you all can register for our counseling if that's needed, or you can just type down your names in the chat box so I can make sure that our team gets back to you. More of our mentors are from Purdue. I'm sure you must have heard of Purdue. It's, I think 11th in the global rankings around the world. Yale is again an Ivy League. Princeton is an Ivy League college. Stanford stands second position in the best university in the world. University of California, Brown is again an Ivy League. All of our mentors are mostly from Ivy League colleges. And coming to the next slide, ma'am, if you could move to the next slide. Yes, so our students have been admitted at Yale, Wharton, Duke, Northwestern, Rice, Berkeley. You must have heard of Berkeley, San Diego, New York University, University of Illinois, UC Davis. Again, all of these are top ranked universities. They come, all of these written over here, all of these logos are top 10 or top 20 universities in the world. And rest assured, we can guarantee that we will get you there if you join us tonight. And Vidisha, yes, I have typed down your name, and I'll make sure our team contacts you by, I think, today evening or tomorrow. Coming to the next slide, so we have 3 kinds of program. Each program has a level up, and each program has different, different facilities that we provide. So first is the Ivy Advising Program, which is for 2 years. Second one is the Global Advising Program for 2 years again, and Elite Advising Program, which is also for 2 years. The price for all of 3 are written on your screen. Elite Advising Program is for 70,000, Global Advising is 150,000, and Ivy is, I think, around 500,000. So you're mentored by Ivy League advisors. You have your profile built for you, and everything else that you need. If you need, help with accommodation, with remittance, with bank loans, that's also something that we take up as well, and many more. So guys, do let me know if you all are interested. And with this, I think we can move to the surprise, or if you all have any questions, meanwhile, please keep typing it in the chat box. So at the end of the session, I'll be able to answer it.
So I just want to make sure they know that the weekday batch starts on 5th May.
5th May, yeah.
And the weekend batch starts on 19th May.
Yes.
So there is time for both. And so I would like whoever is interested to quickly join in so that our batches don't get filled. Lately, they've been getting filled pretty quickly.
Yeah, absolutely.
I have observed, Ume, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, can I go on to the surprise?
Yes, if there are no questions in the chat box, guys, we'll go on to the surprise that we have for you.
Surprise, yes.
Yes.
Yes, can I go on? Yes, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So do's and don'ts of taking practice test. Now I need you to answer. What's a practice test? What do you mean by a practice test? Quickly. Without your answers, I'm not going to give you any surprises. Vidisha, surprise. Vidisha is waiting for surprise, surprise, surprise. She's been chanting that. Mock test, perfect. So I'm going to answer your questions if you have any about the mock test. Otherwise, I am a teacher. I'll keep on giving you my information. Okay. To make enough practice. Yes. So when should I take a practice test? When should I take a practice test? I should take a practice test at suppose I decide to give the SAT. At that point, no, not just before the exam. That's what I'm going to give you the answer to this. Suppose I decide to take the SAT and I don't know how much I know, how much I don't know, even before that. So you can take a practice test. Yes. So you can take the practice test right at the beginning when you make the decision, I want to take up the SAT exam. And that's all. Take one test then. And after that, before the exam, before about 6 weeks, you can start taking regular practice tests after you're prepared with the concepts. Yes, you're absolutely right, Sriras. How often should I take a practice test? Quickly. How often should I take practice tests? Of course, I told you there is one preliminary diagnostic test which you should take. Okay. And the other should be taken about 6 weeks before the actual test. Once a week is a very good idea. However, if you have time, you can take just the last 2 weeks, you can take midweek, you can take 2 tests a week and even 3 tests a week if you have holidays or something like that, giving some gap between the tests. Now, something to remember here. Some students tell me, ma'am, I have holidays on Saturdays and Sundays. I'm going to take 2 tests back to back. Remember, that doesn't work. Before you take the next test, the question and answers of the previous test should be thoroughly analyzed. All the mistakes that you have made, you should analyze. Why did I choose the wrong answer? How did I eliminate the right answer? Was I in a hurry? Did I guess this question? Or is it because I have not understood this concept? So if you have not understood it, you can reach out to your trainer, get it clarified. So that is important. So you can take a weekly test, but just before the test, if you have time, it's good to increase the frequency of your test just to see whether the scores are consistent. I got a 650 in English, but in the next test, I got a like 590. So that is not good. I shouldn't be swinging up and down. There shouldn't be so much fluctuation, which is why it's not a bad idea to increase the frequency just before the test. Which test to take, students? Analyzing your attempt. Absolutely. We do that with you. Your teachers will do that with you on our course. We will sit with you and analyze your tests. Which test to take? Which mock test should I take? Quick, quick. I want your answers. We are running out of time. Which test should I take? Yes? No answers. Which test should I take? Well, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you are.
Yeah. So what is the source of tests? College board conducts the SAT. So the college board tests are the closest to the actual SAT, the most authentic test that you can take. So my suggestion is you should take ideally only the college board tests. There are 8 official college board tests, 2 withdrawn tests, and many more question answer service tests, QAS tests. So there are many tests available, and we ourselves can provide you with about 30 of these tests. So do not take other tests except for homework, for section-wise practice. I want to practice this concept in writing and language. I want to practice reading passages. So for section-wise practice, you can take tests from other sources, which you may have got, or books that you already possess. If not, a good idea is to stick to only authentic college board tests and none others. Okay. Okay. Are we not going to have any more MCQs? Not in today's class, Shiraz. Give me a break. Definitely in my next masterclass. Yes. You can take this as a MCQ. How to take a practice test. How should you take a practice test, students? Can you answer? How should I take a practice test? Or are you waiting for me to answer? Should I give you the answer? Say yes or no. How should you take a practice test? Okay, so I'm going to give you the do's and don'ts. Don't take practice tests in pieces. Don't get up in the middle. Don't go listen to a song or watch a movie or talk to a friend on the phone. Take practice tests at a stretch under ideal conditions. What do you mean by ideal conditions? Preferably in the morning, preferably around 8:30 or so in the morning, without any other breaks than the official breaks. Okay, strictly timed tests should be taken. That is a representative test, and that will give you a score which is useful. Otherwise, you would get different scores every time. If you take a walk and come back, you'll be fresh. If you have a cup of coffee in between the test, you may feel even more amazing. So do not take practice tests like that. Okay, not like you're watching a film. How do you check and calculate scores? So that we will keep for another day. We'll keep it as part of our masterclass. Many students ask me, okay, I know the number of correct answers that I've got, but I don't know how to calculate my score. I got this much out of in reading. I got this many answers right in writing and language. And I got this many answers right in math, but I don't know how to calculate my score. So that I will deal with in another masterclass. Okay. So with that, we come to the end of today's masterclass. Okay.
Yes. Any questions that you all have regarding your SCTs, your university admissions, anything at all, please let us know in the chat box. We'll wait for another minute. We've already exceeded our time for master classes.
Sorry.
It's all right, ma'am. We'll give another minute, another 30 seconds or so, guys. Please type in, or we could just end the session. And we have master classes every day at 4. So see you every day at 4, or see you directly at our batches or at our counseling sessions, guys. We're waiting for all of you.
So if you're interested in joining our crash course, which is an amazing value addition to your preparation, do please type in your names here. No doubts at all, Shiraz. Okay, that sounds very good. But think again, okay? Every time you should have a lot of questions. You can keep your questions for another day, of course, but do go through whatever we have done today. Go through these concepts and come back with your questions if you have.
Yes. And
thank you, Preet. So nice of you.
The questions don't have to be just about SETs. It can be about college admissions and applications as well, guys. So till the time you have me present over here and Lalita ma'am here, you can ask us the doubts.
Yeah. When is our next class starting? Do you remember? Thank you, Kuldeep, for calling it amazing. You made my day, or whatever is left of the day. Thank you, Kuldeep. Thank you so much. Do you remember when our next batch is starting? That's my last question to you. When is our next weekday batch starting? Yes? It's starting on May 5th. Yep. And when is our weekend batch starting? May 19th. So if you're going for the August attempt, yeah, May 5th is the weekday batch and May 19th is the weekend batch. If you're planning for the August session, there is no time as right as today, right? Yes, Shiraz, you're right. It's on May 5th. So you'll be well in time for the August test. Your preparation will be perfect. And we are there to guide you every inch of the way.
Sure.
All kind of questions we are ready to answer.
All right. And also, guys, please know that masterclasses are just a glimpse of what we'll be teaching. But at our SET Plus course, we start with the basics as well. We go through every concept. This is just like a glimpse of, like, one of the concepts that come into SET. There's a lot much that, comes into SET English papers as well. So we'll be covering up the entire syllabus. So
you are right. We do basic grammar. The first class, we start with grammar. What's a verb? What's a noun? Because sometimes grammar is not taught properly at schools and we can't afford to take that chance.
Yes. All right. So if there are no questions, we'd like to end the session here. Thank you so much for joining in, guys. Hope you take care of yourselves and have a great evening ahead.